Hello again YouTube, welcome back to another video, and also welcome back to another Matthews modelling. So this video we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. We've still been doing some modelling of course, but this is a bit of a strange take on the Matthews modelling. Now in this episode is going to be a couple of locos that we've been working on. But as well as working on them on the exterior, I've also been doing some things on the insides, mainly with the running gear and the motor. Or should I say, now a lack of motor. Now a very lovely loco fell into my hands the other day from a friend who was doing the Dapol DP1 Deltic kit, and he got hold of a donor Lima Class 55 Deltic to obviously power his model. And, well, long story short, he changed his mind and wanted rid of it, so I ended up with a Lima Deltic. Mainly this one right here. So, Royal Scots Grey is the one in question. Now we'll just zoom in over on the workbench. There we are. So yep, here's the Deltic in question. Now, yep, it's a Lima model. Obviously not a patch on the Helgen ones, but it's a class that that we don't have down at Common Barn. Is a Deltic. I must admit that some of the bigger mainline type diesels, you know, don't always tickle my fancy. But you know, for free, so we'll take that. So yeah, Lima Deltic. Now it ran okay-ish. You know, it was a strong runner at ridiculous speeds, but no matter how much cleaning and servicing I gave it, it was not going to crawl at a nice prototypical speed on my layout. I can't fully blame that on the Lima motor, but we'll cover things like that in the layout update that I've got planned for you all. So yeah, I couldn't really get it running as reliably, sorry, as I was hoping for. So, not to be deterred, I got it over on the workbench and I thought, right, well, I'll do a bit of work on the outside. So I set to weathering the body. Now I gave it an extremely subtle weathering. Please don't be surprised if the camera doesn't even pick it up, but a very subtle weathering. I've continued with my streaking effects, so they are mainly along the bottom of the chassis. Achieved this by turning the loco upside down and streaking downwards just to get some muck coming up the sides, and then again very subtly working from the roof down, and then mainly leaving the body side clear. But I can see it and I'm rather happy with it as a very subtle effect. But if you can't quite pick it up with the camera, you'll just have to trust me that it is on there. But yeah, so there were the sides, and then the roof went a bit heavier on the roof, obviously around the exhaust ports and the grills. But yeah, we gave it a nice weathering. The glazing got a bit of a clean up because it was scratched here and there, and at the minute the buffers aren't on because I just want to tone down the ends a bit more and get them a bit more muckier, so it's a bit easier with the buffers off. But then after I'd weathered it, I was even more gutted at the fact that I couldn't overly run it. So I made a decision. I thought, do you know what, this is an absolute utter piece of rubbish. I can't get it running how I want. Let's just turn it into a dummy. So I whipped the body back off and set to dismantling the Lima motor that was in there. Now it was the usual Ringfield pancake in there. Dismantled all the motor, disconnected it all, took it all apart, and then it was just simply a case of removing the cogs from the gears and things, just so that there was no connection with the motor to the wheels. And now we have a very free-rolling dummy Deltic. Remove the weights as well, just to make it easier for this. It's heavy enough on its own not to be derailing and what without the weights in. But yeah, that was mission accomplished. And it looked pretty good then, coupled up behind another Loco. I got it behind the Weathered Works Class 31 that I have, so two grubby BR Blue diesels bombing round, and I was rather happy. But then it got me thinking, so the Deltic was done and I could now use it, and I had a lovely Royal Scot Grey going round. But then I also have this. Now this Loco in question is an Airfix Class 31. I'll just move this Deltic out of the way a minute. Now it's a bit of the same story with this Loco. Now a friend gave me this a very long time ago, and no matter how much servicing and everything I gave this Airfix 31, I could not get it to run. It was very sporadic, as it had a motor in there that I had never even come across, and it didn't matter how much work I did on it, it just wouldn't run. So I think it was inevitable that it had come to the end of its days, and it's really just sat doing nothing ever since. But whilst I was in this dummy mood, I thought this one could have the same treatment, so that's what happened. Now this one, when I received this off my mate all that time ago, I did actually work on this one straight away. I detailed the end and actually repainted the entire buffer beam, because for some reason the Airfix 31 does actually come with a red beam, which doesn't look particularly good. So it's just masked off the end, painted black, and inserted the pipework. This end has just got a little bit left to touch up. It could do with another coat, but as you can see, I might just be able to pick out the red over the buffers there maybe, but yeah, wrong. So painted it all black and left this end undetailed with the coupling. So I had already done some work on it, and again, as with the Deltic, I just decided to tackle it with some weathering. Now I've gone a bit heavier on this one compared to the Class 55, so hopefully the weathering's a bit more noticeable to you. Again, I can see it, and I'm really happy with this, over the moon. I mean, these two Locos are really my first, how should we say, large Locos that I've ever really weathered. But yeah, really happy. I'm just loving this streaking effect that I showed you all. It's just brilliant. So again, as with the Deltic, that was the outside done, and then I set to with the inside. Like I said, these Airfix Locos had a motor in there that I haven't come across before, so a bit of a pig to take apart, but got there in the end. And then as the Deltic, we now have another dummy Loco. So good thing is, that I already have the Pro Weathered Railroad 31 as well, so these two look really good double heading together. And it's just been such a great little project. Obviously it's a free project, it's cheap. You could easily go around picking up second-hand Locos off eBay, and if they are past the life and absolutely knackered and you cannot coax them back into any movement, it's a very simple job. Just strip it of the motor, and then you still get a working dummy Loco for your trains. So definitely something I'll be doing again. And if you go all out and get the weathering done and the detailing and whatnot, you can really get some nice Locos going round. So yeah, it's just a little idea that I thought I'd share with you all. And let me know what you think. I'm sure some of you out there have done it before, but it's a nice little move that I've been up to, and don't be surprised if it's not the last dummy that you see on this channel. Right, so aside from that, there has been some other things on the workbench, but I think I'll leave them for a separate Matthews modelling, and we'll just focus on dummies for this one. So expect that. And then, as I touched upon earlier, there will be a layout update, because I have been forced into some layout changes. Mainly this Deltic picked some up for me, but some other things as well. So that's what you can look out for. Just a quick note, really hope you've all been watching the Great Model Railway Challenge. The first episode's been on. Could even be a second episode have been on by the time I upload this. But it was absolutely fantastic, brilliant to watch. It came out a lot better than I was expecting. Thoroughly looking forward to the next episode, and especially the episode with my team in. So it's going to be absolutely brilliant, and I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. But that's the end of this one. Like I say, I'll see you in another Matthews Modelling. Let me know what you think of these. And as always, thank you for watching, and bye-bye.